Hello everybody. My name is Hocus and welcome back to the RambleSMP server. This is episode 5 of season 2. I hope you are having a mega day. I know that I sure am having a mega day. And you might be wondering, Hocus, what is a mega day? Well, a mega day is just a good day. I finished work early. I got home to a delivery of 6 Pokemon Celebrations mini tins, cracked them all open. That meant I had 12 Celebrations packs and 6 Darkness Ablaze packs. Although I didn't get what I wanted from the Celebration set, I did today pull the VMAX Charizard from the Darkness Ablaze set, which is of course the chase card. Hey, hello there. Random timing from the Zombie Pigman. I did in fact pull that Charizard VMAX card, and it is a fine addition to my collection. So that is enough Pokemon for this Minecraft video. Let's jump into today's content. Just a quick side note before we progress any further into the episode. There is now a RambleSMP community Discord server. You can find the link to that down in the description below. I urge you to join it. It's absolutely necessary. And if you do not, then you will never, ever, ever be able to eat cereal ever again.
Join now.
Okie dokie then. First order of the day, I would like to sort out our smelting situation, because what keeps happening is I'll come home from a mining trip and I have all these nice things and it just takes far too long to organize them into a smelting setup. So I want to make a temporary little mini super smelter type deal, and I'm gonna put it somewhere over here. Ta-da! There it is, our mini temporary super smelter. And we have got an input chest at the top, so what I would probably do is split everything into 3s, because I have 3 sets of furnaces, so I can divide everything up. Toss it in the top like so. And then round the back here, we've got the input for the fuel. So again, we can kind of just divide things into 3. To make it quicker, we use a stack of each. Coal in the chests. That sentence made no sense. And then once we get smelting, the items should appear down here. There we go. Awesome. We've got blue beds, green beds, pink beds, red beds. We've got all the beds, and that is because we're about to jump into the nether to do a little bit of ancient debris mining. My only gripe about this is that we are not yet at the stage of the game where we have access to shulker storage, but that should be coming soon. We're trying to determine a date that we're all going to get together and kill the Ender Dragon. So as soon as that's done, then netherite ancient debris mining will become much more easy, because I can carry more beds into the nether. But for now, I've just rainbowified my inventory. We're going to take him down there and see if we can get lucky. I might get nothing, I might get something, who knows, we'll see in just a second. Here we go then. Y13 in the nether. I finally found a good place to get this done. So what color shall we use first? I guess yellow is a good one since it's on the hotbar. And then we're going to go maybe like 12 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We'll do the first few explosions on camera together, then the rest I'll just do off camera. But not gonna lie guys, I'm a little bit worried because of that. I don't have any fire protection, I don't have any potions, so essentially whatever happens, happens, and this could be a dangerous situation for everybody involved. And there's only one person involved, and that is me. All right, now I need to remember how to do this. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, bed over the edge, back down here for cover, and boom. Anything? There is a little bit of gold and a little bit of quartz, which I might sweep up in just a moment. But for now, let's progress onwards to the next explosion. So let's fill in the holes as well. Minimize damage. Let's do pink this time. I like pink beds. They look cool. So, boom! Nothing just yet by the looks of things. So up we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bed and back down. And boom! Hello, ancient debris. I'm home. Ideally, I'd wait until I had a Silk Touch pickaxe to go for the gold ore, but on the off chance, you may find some ancient debris hidden behind the ore. So, for now, we're just going to go ahead and hoover it all up. Oh, that was close. Oh, that was close. There it is. Ancient debris. Ancient debris. Ancient debris. Ancient debris. I've got some ancient debris. Oh, look at me. Wait, you know what? That's weird because apparently the counter was updated today to signify ancient debris mined, but I currently sit at 0. So, Binary, you've got a job to do. And whilst on the topic, public shout out to Binary. He is an awesome member of this server and keeps everything running as it should. So that was not a slight at him at all. He does his job perfectly well, and I just wanted to make that clear. More? More, you say? Not bad, I guess. Not too bad at all. So 6 ancient debris in our first ever ancient debris mining session. Now all we need to do is divide it into 3s. Pop it in the super duper temporary smelter, and then craft up our very first netherite ingot. Now, I would say there's only one obvious candidate for the netherite ingot, and that is, of course, the pickaxe. That is possibly the first piece of netherite gear on the server. Now, I can't confirm that, but it is currently 12:23 p.m. on October the 16th. So if anybody else has proof that they've beaten me to it, then I'd like to see it. And we've just given our brand new tool of digging a very nice name indeed. So I'd like to humbly introduce you to more. Moving on then, we are going to be looking into doing a little bit more building around Station Alpha and making our very next farm here. So what I want to do is set up a cactus farm, and that is going to require a lot of land because the plans I have are quite grand. That rhymed. Did you like that? Planned and grand. The only thing that I don't want to do with this build is obstruct Endavar's base, because this guy is throwing up some awesome builds. He's got another one here, which is a little shop that I should probably take a look at some point. So I want to keep this area here, this kind of area that runs straight down the middle, open so that we can see across to Endavar's base. I think that would be a nice thing just to keep in mind whilst we're building here. So we'll move this build off to the side slightly, and that's why I'm clearing some of these trees over here. So this right here is the floor plan for the farm. It's a cross-shaped farm, and it's going to be expandable upwards. So it's not going to have a huge footprint, but I feel like we can make a nice little building out of the area we've got here. However, this is not simply going to be a farm that harvests solely cactus. Well, actually, that's not true. It is going to harvest solely cactus, but it's going to do other things. So we're going to have a switch that allows us to automatically smelt the cactus into green dye. And when in the smelting mode, the cactus farm is also going to become an XP farm. So I think the best thing to do from here would be to set up that system first, and then we know what we're working with, and then we can get on with building out the cactus farm itself. I darn well knew it. I darn well knew Endavar's shop would come in handy at some point. I just checked the shopping district thing on the Discord server, and he says he's selling slime balls. So let's go take a look. Endavar, you the man. Endavar is the man. Let us see what he's got for us. 32 for 1 diamante. Oh baby, he's making sales today. Gimme, gimme. What else has he got? He's got ice as well. Oh baby, we might need some of that. Let's take a few stacks. And their prices as well, they're so cheap. I'm actually going to buy some food also because I can never be bothered to harvest my own. Alright then, so let me try and give you a little bit of a breakdown as to how this system works. So the design is by Avamance. I will hopefully remember to link the video in the description down below if you want to build this for yourself. But essentially what we've got here is the furnaces that will smelt up the goods. We've got levers to stop the furnaces whenever we want to collect experience. Chests here for the output, so any green dye will end up in here. I'll also make sure that our cactus ends up in here as well, so we have access to both items in a similar location. At the back here we have some release mechanisms for the carts, so we'll have 2 separate carts that run around the tracks. One is going to go right here, and one will go right over here on the... Is that an activator rail or a detector rail? I think it's a detector rail. Yes, detector rail. And then essentially what this system does is it controls the flow of the minecart based on how many items are inside of it. So right here, we're going to have 23 items in the comparable inventory. So whenever we have 23 items in the minecart with hopper, it will be released. So this piston will retract and the minecart will flow around the top here and input the cactus. So on the other side, we'll have the fuel system. And again, it works in exactly the same way, except there are 46 items required for the cart to go around the track. Now, both of these numbers are based on the usage of A, the cactus farm, and B, a bamboo farm to fuel it. However, we obviously don't have a bamboo farm. We could have one in the future, but for now I'm going to use coal. So we're going to need to alter this number in here until we figure out an efficient number of coal for this machine to work, because at the moment it's set up so that an exact amount of bamboo goes in to cook an exact amount of cactus so that there is no fuel loss and it's 100% fuel efficient. Look, don't get me wrong. I absolutely am looking forward to getting my hands on some elytra. However, it has been good fun playing without it, because you get moments like this where you're walking through the world and you see KITT's awesome crane build that he's got on the side of his mountain over there, and it's a wonderful experience. However, again, one more however, the big issue I have right now is that I've got to travel out to about negative 1,600, negative 480 to get my hands on some sand in a desert. And that, my friends, is not fun at all without elytra. So it's got its benefits and its drawbacks. But right now, I'm totally wishing I could fly. I see it. I see it. I've been running for so long and boating for part of the way, which was actually the most pleasurable part of the journey. Oh, look at this. A not so sunken ship. How interesting. Let's take a look. And maybe there might be some goodies for us here. Okay. We'll take it. We'll take it. Not the best, but we'll take it. Ooh, pink fish. Back to base. And so relieved. I guess this will do for now. Got, what's this, like 9, 10, 11, 12, they're probably like 18 stacks of sand, which I'm hoping will tide us over for the time being. Now, all I need it for here is to plant the cactus on, and for a little bit of glass that I'm going to incorporate into the design of the farm. So what comes next is I'm going to spend some time off camera establishing a design for this place. And then once we've figured that out, I'm going to make like a tileable pattern so that we can just hopefully get a little time lapse going and smash a bunch of this out. So this is going to be about what we've come up with. I'm kind of torn on it. I decided, first of all, to try to go for something fancy, and I was going to attempt to replicate something like this, but I realized that on such a large scale, it's difficult, especially when you're working with a gap this wide. It's a lot easier when the gap is only going to be 1 block, whereas I've got like a 7 block gap here. I think you just need to be working on a bigger scale to get something like that to work. So that didn't work out. Then I simplified things a little bit, came up with this, and I think it's pretty good. So unless I make some very slight tweaks to it during the course of the build, it's going to remain pretty much the same. So what we want is to have this panel on all sides of the farm so that we've got a cross-shaped boxed in area. And then once we've done that, we can work on the internal mechanics, which will be the cactus, the water streams, and then directing the items out of the farm and over to our smelting / storage system over here. Sorry guys, didn't have a great time with the time lapse, so I decided to remove it from the video. But here we are. Here is what I would say is almost the finished product. And the reason why it is almost finished is because, as you can see, there is no roof on it. But that is because we can actually expand this upwards, like I mentioned earlier. So there's not really much point in putting a roof on it just yet, until we're ready to cap it off and say, that's it, that is enough. We're not building any more layers to the cactus farm. But I can foresee at the moment that we might add 1 or 2 more layers on. And you know what? I'm actually very happy with how this turned out in the end. It looks pretty darn cool if you ask me. Now that we have the design in place, we can begin thinking about the actual mechanics of the farm. So each of these areas is going to have water that forces the cactus into this central location. So what we'll probably want to do is begin by blocking that off, but items will be allowed past that wall, and we'll demonstrate that in just a second. So 1 more bucket in each corner, like so, and then if we are to chuck some miscellaneous items into the water streams, you can see that although the wall is in place, they can actually drop into the gaps beside the wall. So that will allow anything that comes into this central location to drop down into a collection chamber. Sweet! That is the water taken care of. So now all we need to do is put the cactus growing platforms in place and then surround the upper layer by walls to force the cactus to fall. And again, I will show you guys what I mean by that on camera so that you're not confused. And we should have a functioning cactus farm on our hands, so that's pretty darn neat. We're going to be using some spruce fences for the blocker item, I guess I'll call it, because this is what prevents the cactus from growing. So essentially what happens here is you have a cactus in between a circle of fences. Every time the cactus is due to grow, the game will register that there is a block in the way, because cactus cannot grow directly next to any of the blocks in the game. And the cactus will pop off inside of this fenced ring. It will fall down into the water channels and then end up in that central hopper there, which won't remain a hopper. I just popped it in there for now because we do want to grab any cactus that is falling out of the farm at the moment so that we can reuse it. And also, just in case I drop any items into the water stream, they'll be collected before they despawn. Oh boy, we are getting awfully close to this farm being functioning. So I've built the tunnels in order to transport items over to our smelting XP storage system. And all that's left is to place a little bit of water down and finish up the water elevator, which I'm guessing I'm not going to have enough water for, which is always a pain in the butt. Oh, not there. Right there and right there. And yes, we are a few buckets short, of course. All right, awesome. So water elevator is in place. I've built this small mechanism here and a chain of hoppers right here. But I think the best thing to do would be for me to just wrap up what I've got to do with this system. And then I'll come back in with you guys and we can walk through it together and I'll explain how everything is going to work. It's alive! It's alive. The farm is now in pretty much fully functioning order. The only thing I'd say that we need to improve on is that the fuel source needs to be added manually. But that's not a problem. We can do that, and at some point in the future, we can make that into a little bit more of an automatic process. So let's take a look at what's going on here. It looks like a little bit of a mess, but I promise you that it isn't. Let's take away these two blocks here and have a look at what's underneath. So this is where the water elevator comes out. And at the moment, we have got the water path shut off, so it cannot flow in this direction. And we also have a redstone block down here that is behind that block there that is currently retracted. So this hopper here is in fully working order and leads into this chain here, which feeds into our storage system. So in the current state, cactus is being collected in its regular form. However, if we are to pull the lever here, it will do two things. First of all, it'll push the redstone block next to this hopper, locking it, and it will pull this block right here down, allowing the water to flow through. And now we're connected to this hopper here. So items are going to be going into that hopper, which is connected to the cart. And of course, once the cart fills up with 23 items, it'll be sent round the track and it will fill up our furnaces right here. So that is how we're going to basically make this farm one that we can control. And I think a piece of cactus just came through, so that should have gone into the cart. Yep, there you go. But if we are to pull this again, it will shut things off and the cactus will be collected as normal. So this right here is the switch that allows us to control the farm. When it's to the right, as it is right now, we'll collect just cactus. When it's to the left, the farm becomes an XP farm and we'll be collecting the green dye. So really, really pleased with what we've got going on here. A very... well, it's something different. I haven't built anything like this before, and the mechanism, of course, isn't Avamant's design, but I've added a little tweak here and there myself, and definitely didn't copy this off of anybody. This is original as well, so it's not all being straight up copied, which is always nice when you're building a farm. But I think what we want to do before the episode ends is maybe get another layer of cactus in, just so that this farm speeds up a little bit. This should, in theory, make the farm roughly 100% more efficient. We've got a second layer now of cactus, and it looks pretty cool from up here. I think it's like a weird grid with loads of colors involved and loads of layers, and it's quite interesting to look down through the fences at the patterns. Anyhow, that's a little bit of a tangent. Like I say, 100% more efficient now, the farm should be, and we can keep taking this up and up as many times as we'd like to, really, or until we reach the build limit. But where are we at now? We're at 83, so we've got in the region of, I don't know, like 175 blocks to work with, something like that. We can take it up. I think the build height's around 200, isn't it? In this 200 and something? I have no idea. Anyway, either way, this farm is perfectly sized. And like I say, we can add layers to it. I'll probably do that at some point. But right now, we're in a good position. We're collecting cactus. and maybe I will actually switch this over for a little bit and see what the distribution is like once we get enough cactus to begin smelting. A little bit of time has elapsed, and you can see that the farm is slowly starting to distribute cactus into the furnaces. Now, I'm sure this farm is going to need to be a lot faster in order to produce any significant results, but like I've said all episode, we can work on that over time. So what I was thinking here is, instead of using coal, perhaps we'll use sticks. And I'm also going to set up a little manual bamboo farm somewhere in the area so that we can begin to use that as well, because I think coal would be a terrible waste to use in this farm. I think it wouldn't be supplying cactus fast enough to make the coal efficient. So coal is going to be scratched as a fuel source, but sticks also burn it twice the length of bamboo. So I think if we take out half the amount of items in the hopper, that should equate to a better ratio for distribution. Now we'll see what happens once the cart fills up. Here it comes. Goes around the back and does sort of a little loop. That should give each furnace a decent amount of sticks. 2 each. Should it have been 2 each? Yeah, should have, or yeah, I guess 2 each is right. So now you can see that the cactus is smelting, and then we're getting green dye into the chest here. So over time, these furnaces are going to build up experience from smelting. Whenever you want to retract that experience, you can lock the furnace like so, and then that will stop the item from coming out. You pull it out yourself manually, and you heard the little ding, I got the experience. Alright then, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be all for this episode on the RambleSMP server. I hope you had fun with it today. I definitely did, and I'm actually really pleased with how this build is evolving so far, and can't wait to add to it, develop it, and make it into one giant nice looking tower to add here to Station Alpha. So if you did enjoy today's episode, please be sure to drop a like. That would be much appreciated. Any questions, suggestions, comments, or feedback, drop those down in the comment section below, and I will be sure to respond to as many as possible. I'll read them all, and I will like and heart them all as well. So if you got anything to say, I will definitely read it. Make sure you do let me know down below. And finally, if you're new around here, then first of all, welcome, welcome. My name is Hokas. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you did, consider hitting the red subscribe button to stick around and stay tuned to more RambleSMP and a bunch more Minecraft content to come in the future. Alright guys, that is going to be all, like I say, so take care, take it easy, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.